let's see here. So over there. So I've been doing suicide prevention for like 1.5 years. I I started on TikTok actually, to have TikTok, and I was sad one day, and then I posted them, and a lot of people actually supported me. Saying hey, we can talk, we can do this, and I worked in a healthcare, and I thought, well, maybe this is really really cool. I can start doing this. So I started doing suicide prevention on Instagram and TikTok. Well, actually, when I got on, Instagram, I quit because there was like nothing to do on it. Like I wasn't getting no follows, no messages, nothing. I thought, well, this is lame, but it was only on TikTok. Well, so one day, I actually like a week after I logged on to Instagram, and I had like 30 messages. I was like,
Wow.
okay, this is gonna be stressful because I don't know how to help people. So actually, it was fairly easy because people would be like talking to me and saying well, what can we do? And I'm like, I don't know, but we can work it out. So I always like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, but you don't know what you're doing, so we'll work at it together. So I've been doing that for 1.5 years, and I actually am doing training on it and going on 3 months. But
What?
I like it so far.
Yeah. So when did you start on TikTok?
It was like a year ago. A year ago.
Okay.
And I started Instagram with
So
it.
what made you go into suicide prevention? Is there somebody close to you that thought about it? How are you connected to that?
My old neighbor, Pat, she committed suicide, and her kids were actually real upset, and I actually went to school with them, and then I felt bad, and then when I got really sad and stuff, I know I kind of felt how they felt because they had nobody. Their dad was always a drunk. They had no family until they moved. But it's sad. It's really is. Suicide is really, really sad.
Okay. And do you remember like the first person like you talked to? Like how did that go? You're saying like you didn't have any experience. Um,
Um, I'm trying to think. It's been a while. I think the first person that I helped on my account was that's a hard one. uh, they were complaining. No. Their dad was abusing them, something like that. And I said, well, that's gonna be kind of hard. So I Googled it, how to help somebody, with their parents or their dad, whoever's abusing them. And they said, well, take it up with their grandparents or whoever, suggest things to them, give them advice on how to ignore it, well, not technically ignore it, but get away. And so that's the first one I'm pretty sure that I helped with.
right. And so by get away, you mean like clear their head or like
And how to prevent that from happening. You know, like can you go out to the house, visit somebody, just relax. You know,
hmm
that's my very I think that's my very first message I ever had to do.
And so what was it like that first experience for you, like helping somebody? Were you like stressed out? Were you like relieved or like
I
what were
wasn't
the
really.
emotions?
I was actually glad that I gave him advice because who knows what things would go. I'm saying, don't know what would happen in the future if we didn't give advice like I did. But like I said, I really not professional experience or whatever.
Yeah, and so as you're on this journey, what did you volunteer at any prevention? Uh, I know there's suicide hotlines out there, um, but did you volunteer at any of those before you just
No,
created your own?
I just created my own because our town is very small. We only have a gas station and a school. That's all. We don't have. And then the closest one is 100 miles, 100 miles. So
hmm
I'm working, I'm going to school and stuff. I'm like, I just stick with the hotline for now until everything calms down.
And did you do any research? Like, do you have any liability, or is it like,
We're doing the hotline.
yeah, I mean, it's,
No, I just created it just to help people. That's the only thing I did. I didn't know, nothing. Now I do get messages like, go kill yourself. You shouldn't do this. If people want to die, let them die. I'm like, you can get in trouble for saying that stuff.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, I get messages like that all the time, and I just like ignore them. Like, you shouldn't be able to say things like this. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Right.
How many people do you think you've helped?
Well, maybe at least 200, 300. But during this COVID, it's been crazy. It's been really, really crazy because everybody's quarantined at home and everything.
And so you've seen an increase since like February, I guess, when the COVID started.
Actually started in beginning of March, late February, beginning of March is when when everything went crazy. Which I'm kind of glad, because people are actually reaching out to get help and then just deciding to do bad things like self-harm and things like that.
And right now, is it just you
Yeah.
on the phone? Do you have anyone else helping you?
Mm-hmm. Nope, just me. Now we do a support group on Instagram just for suicide prevention people. And how we doing? Are we needing help or anything? And I'm like, I got it. And I try to help other people, but yeah.
Yeah. So is there a lot of repeat calls? Are you talking to the same people over and over? Do they?
There are some that will sit there and go, okay, I got this, and then they have a rough day. They come back saying, no, I don't got it. No, I need to talk. I need to vent. I'm like, okay, well, I'm here 24/7. What's up? I do get a lot of repeats. I do, and a lot of them will sit there and try to put the blame on me. And I take it, and sit there and say, well, this is nobody's fault. This is just how it goes. But there's a lot of repeat.
Yeah, and so I guess you're also, did you say you're developing like a community for these people that, what do you say, like try to take their life or commit suicide?
Try to prevent people from taking their life, saying, when they do self-harm, they go, well, this is the only way that helps me. I'm like, you think it is, but it's not, because those cuts are going to leave scars. And then as you get older, you're going to look at them and say, I wish I never did that. And that's going to put you in a bigger hole. And it's not good.
No, that's terrible. And I guess, are you interested in psychology at all? Like,
No, not really. I'm going to school for criminal justice, actually. But no, I never did. Never was really interested in doing that stuff.
because I'm just curious on like how someone gets to that point where, they think suicide is a good path for them to take.
Right. No, I never really never interested me. But I think that would be a good choice, though. I think it would be.
And do you see any common threads that these people have in their lives, like family issues or like money issues? I guess, what kind of problems do you see that a lot of people have?
Mainly, it's bullying. Bullying is the number one that they come. I'm getting bullied by this and that. And then now, since everybody's home from school doing their school online, it's more of their their siblings or their parents. They can't study, doing stuff like that. And that's more common right now because it's quarantine. So yeah, that's more common right now for everything.
And so you're just doing this out of the goodness of your heart, right? You're not making money off any of this.
No.
So
No, I do sell T-shirts and bags, and then whatever they get goes automatically donate to the National Suicide Hotline, which is suicidepreventionlifeline.org. I donate all that to them. I do this for, help other people, because I don't believe in profiting or taking any money. I believe in donating it to the National Hotline, Suicide Hotline.
Yeah, that's amazing. That you're out there and you're helping people that really need help. And so is there an age range that you get?
No.
Is it all over?
It's majority of it's 18 and over, but I do get like 13 and above, but mainly it's 18 and over. What it says. Now, I do, for activities and stuff, I do like giveaways, basket giveaways, shirt giveaways, and stuff like that. I I do a prize or whatever. They enter their name, and I randomly pick somebody, and then I tell them, hey, you got this. I need your address, send it to, and then I won't tell you what it is until you get it. But I do giveaways and surprises and stuff.
And when you're talking to somebody and they're on that ledge, is there something like a trick that you do to, talk them down, or like turn them to not wanting to commit suicide?
The way I do it is when they say, I'm wanting to die or something like that, I go, okay, can we talk about our problems before we even think about that? I said, because there's so many things that could happen right now. I said, so many good things that can happen right now, instead of trying to kill yourself or do self-harm. There's so many things that people do, but I choose that one, like, let's talk about our problems before we decide to do this. And if it's not working, I tell them, okay, I'll give them the phone number for the professionals hotline, which is Suicide Prevention Lifeline. I'll give them the phone number, their text message or whatever. I said, and these guys, will help you better than I can. Since I'm still training and they're professional. They're professional. Or I'll tell them contact 911 or something if you've taken drugs or any kind of medicine that would do harm. Which I've had 2 people that had to call 911 because they took pills.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And so, what keeps you calm during these conversations? Because I imagine when they're on their phone, they're probably real emotional and stressful. How do you keep your calm?
I just talk to them like we're face to face. Everything will be okay. I promise. Everything may seem like it's not gonna be okay, like it's turning downhill, but everything will be okay. I do get text messages like they're sending pictures of them cut themselves and stuff, and I'm like, no, we can't. I said, well, you got to get help. I said, this is not how you're going to fix things. And they, like I said, they go, well, this is like the only best thing I got. No, it's not. You may think, like I said, you may think it's good for you. It clears your mind. But I said, in all reality, it's not. It's not solving nothing. It's just causing more pain on you.
Yeah. So you're trying to think. You're just keeping your calm to prevent them from harming themselves. So.
No. There are some times where I have to take a break and turn off my phone because I'm overwhelmed myself. I just gotta take a break, maybe a few days or a few hours, so I don't go out of character, saying, well, we can't do this, all being hateful and stuff. So there's where I'm like, okay, I gotta take a break. But yeah.
Yeah, I imagine it's amazing, like the weight that you put on your own shoulders to help these people. And so I'm sure even when you're taking a break, you're still concerned about the people that, want to talk to you. And so what do you do when you take a break? How do you clear your head?
I love to work, so because I work at a healthcare place, and I normally go there whenever I'm taking a break. Like I'm constantly there, and I talk to my mom a lot. She's an over road truck driver with my father, and she actually has cancer, and so I talk to her a lot. I maybe see her maybe a few days out of the week, and that's it. But and then I just go right back at it. I do, and then hang out with a few friends, and then I just go right back at it. But ever since creating an account for suicide prevention, it's been really really good. I think really good deed.
Right. So before you did this, like where were you at? Like were you searching for like a purpose or like a meaning or like wondering what you're gonna do with your life? I guess you just kind of dove full in on this with just like I guess the experience that you had with your neighbor.
Right.
So I guess what gave you that drive or that emotion to just jump into doing something so heavy?
I had no idea I would be doing suicide prevention. Um, what made me really turn into it is when I posted that video on TikTok. It wasn't a bad video. It was a upsetting video. When people get upset, they post a video, and it really wasn't an upset video, but people took it that way. And then the support they gave me, like if you need to talk, we can do it. We can talk, or my DMs are open, or we need to talk, or whatever. And then when I was like, I didn't mean it for people to get upset. So I put, it's just a video. I didn't mean to make people, worry about me. And then just that feeling, I figured I want to be one of those people that helps other people.
Mm-hmm.
And when I made the Instagram account, like I said, I had nobody, like no follows, no messages, no posts, no nothing. And then when I went on a week later, I had like 30 messages, like I need help, I need this, I need that, and I'm like, okay, I got it. Excited because every morning I would check my phone like right off the bat, seeing if I got any messages, and they'd be the first ones I'd message every morning. The new messages, the old messages, they'd be the first one.
Yeah, so I mean, you had an immediate response. So there must be tons of people out there that are dealing with, all this depression and trauma, I guess, from COVID, and now all the protests going on. So you said you're getting into criminal justice. What do you think of all the movements to like defund the police or the Black Lives Matters movement? How do you feel about what's going on?
I'm kind of paused at the moment, since school is completely stopped right now. I really don't know because this is all crazy, and I feel bad for the Black people. I really do because they've been treated wrong their whole life, their whole culture and stuff. And I feel bad, so I really don't know. I don't, everybody is just crazy, but I'm kind of paused at the moment. But I really don't want to back out of criminal justice. But then again, I do. But I think I'm just going to stay right here and think about it.
Yeah, what part of criminal justice are you interested in? Or
I'm going to do a police officer, and then I've decided to go to a probation officer. But I really, really haven't decided. I got to do like 4 or 5 years still, so I still got some time to switch or think or whatever.
And is there somebody that you look up to that's like, you have influencers online that you watch?
I love watching. It's funny. I love watching live PD. I've always, I think, how these officers take these people in, from drugs, clear them up, just help them out. And I think that's also a big influence. But my dad, he was in criminal justice for I don't remember what for he was in, but he went back to trucking. And then I figured, hey, criminal justice was fun because I used to help at the college, for criminal justice. And we're really, really good friends with the professor there. And so I figured, that'd be really, really cool if I go into criminal justice. But I have friends that's, officers and stuff, and I see them time to time. And I'm like, hey, you're doing good. Just give them a hard time.
Right. They need
Yeah.
all the support they can get right now. Just,
Yeah.
there's so much violence and,
Yeah.
and so, yeah, it's it's a
Right.
tough position to be in right now. And then, but without them, I don't know what else we would do.
It'd be crazy, I think, but last time we had protesters here in our town, we had at least, I think they said 100 people, at least 100 people there on a corner. I'm like, well, that's good, but I don't know. It's going crazy. It is. And then my sister's in Chicago. I haven't heard from her. And then, so I'm hoping she's okay, because I heard Chicago's pretty bad right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I sure hope you're okay up there.
Yeah.
Because she was one. She was in our town, and she got hooked up on drugs and drinking, and being a bad person, getting in trouble with the law and stuff. And then she actually went to rehab in Chicago for like 2-3 months, and then she quit. And then the last time I heard, she was with some guy, homeless, and she was pregnant. But she said she was doing pretty good. Like, she has a house now, she has an apartment. I'm like, well, you lied to us like your whole life, so I don't know if I can believe you or not. You know what I'm saying? But it's pretty sad, and especially with Chicago going on, how bad it is. I'm just like, I sure hope you're okay. I really do.
Yeah, I hope so too. I mean, it's crazy that the people around you is such a huge influence on what you do. And so I've always heard it's like you're the average of the 5 people you hang out with the most. And
Right.
so
Right.
it's I'm sure even more in a small town there's a lot fewer people that you can hang out with. So it's real easy to get in the wrong crowds or the wrong circles. So how do you stay away from that if you had family that fell into drugs and alcohol?
Well, I look at it, it's like, when my sister was on drugs and stuff, I'm like, constantly praying for, please just get off, just put your head back. I was raised, don't do drugs, don't drink. I never did drugs at all my whole life. Never did any of that. And I don't know why my sister just turned out to do that. But I look at it, I was watching her. She had so many opportunities. She planned to go to college. She planned to, I think she wanted to be a nurse and stuff. But now she can't because she's got in trouble with the law. And I'm praying to God that, she can straighten up. And she's straightened up, But I just look at it as like, I don't want to go down that path. I've seen how somebody go down that path. I don't want that path. I want the good path. You know, you know, she's homeless, and I don't know what it feels like to be homeless, and I don't want to be homeless. But she was homeless, and I was like, I couldn't be homeless. I said I'd have to figure out something. But yeah, it was bad, and I choose, not to go down that path. Just go to work. Don't do anything crazy, get in trouble with the law, or do bad for yourself. Do good for you. That's how I look at it. Do good for you.
Yeah, and it sounds like you're doing, I mean, you have your head on your shoulders, you're helping other people. Like, even though it's your sister, you've learned from her experiences. And so I think you're definitely on the right path. So that's good to see. But I'm in Austin, Texas, and so there's a huge homeless population here, and it seems like more and more people are coming here every day. We have tents on the side of the road, under the highways, and so I actually interviewed a social worker that helps homeless people, And some of the biggest problems they have is they don't have the resources or the address, to get mail even, or to store their belongings. And so they it's harder for them to get on their feet, just because they don't have everyday necessities that most people take advantage of or take for granted, like a roof over your head, or like running water, or like all these things that that we think are normal, they're living without. And so they're living in these communities that they're surrounded by it, so they think it's normal. And so it's like what we're saying is, like, you are who you hang out with. And so you're hanging out with that crowd, and it's even harder to get out of. And so I think it's a vicious circle that that's it's just like a trap almost, like,
Right. Hard to come out of it.
Mm-hmm.
We went to New Orleans on a cruise ship. We went to New Orleans, and just driving under the bridge, you see people laying on mattresses, with no blankets, and there's tents and people, using papers as a fan, because New Orleans is hot. It's really, really hot down there. And, people on bikes carrying their mattresses around and their blankets, and, that's upsetting because, New Orleans is busy, and they're strict down there, very, very strict down there. There's always police everywhere that's on somebody, and these homeless people are just like, I'm just going to stay underneath this bridge. And it's upsetting. And they eat very, very little. We see people all the time throwing them food, stopping by, giving them food, stuff like that. And if I was in New Orleans, I'd be down there 24/7, just buying them, all of them food, But yeah, seeing homeless people, it's really, really upsetting. And it breaks your heart too, because you want to help them. But then again, you're on this budget too, you know. But yeah, New Orleans is really, really bad.
Yeah, my heart goes out to all of them, because it is like, I think people almost get like immune to seeing it. And so if you see it every day and you really do want to help, but I think people see it so much that it's almost like you're blind to it, because it's so bad, and it's too much for like one person to fix or solve or to handle.
Right.
And so it's like, I help when I can, but it's a terrible situation that I don't think even governments are, like, they don't even know how to handle that situation. And so it's a growing problem. And I don't know what the answer is.
My grandma out in Nebraska, my great grandma, she seen a homeless guy out standing by the street asking for money, and she right out by Walmart, and the only thing she had was $50 bill, and she gave that guy a $50 bill, and he was so excited. Just seeing a smile on their faces, it just cheers you up. Like, I just made this person happy, and he's like beyond excited because he got $50. And Grandma's like, well, that's only $50 I had, but I'm glad he got the use out of it. I'm like, well, I'm glad you're thinking of that. But yeah, she gave the shirt off her back, and yeah, she can't say no at all. If she sees a homeless guy, she's giving them something. She'll run to the store, grab him a few things, shoes or whatever, and come back, and, give it to him, which is really, really good influence. Showing us kids, my siblings and I, saying, we can help people. But yeah.
Yeah. So as you're a kid, who do you think had a bigger influence on you? Was it your mom or your dad?
My mom. Yeah, my mom. It was a long, long time ago. We were at Walmart, and it was an elderly lady, didn't have enough money for her food at Walmart, and then mom just walked by and paid for it all. just paid everything. And my dad, he's never out of town. He's always on the road or doing something working. But, you know, hanging around mom, she's always helping somebody. She's always talking to someone, you know, giving them advice. And she's the biggest influence of all people. But when I went out to my great grandma in Nebraska and she gave that guy $50, I was like, man, you are really, really loving this. You know, and she's like, I just love their smiles. I was like, yeah, I know. But yeah, but my mom is the biggest influence.
Yeah. So is that your mom's mom?
No, that's my dad's mom. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So that's who it is my mom.
Yeah. And so where do you see yourself grow? Do you see yourself growing the suicide hotline? Is that your main goal right now, is to increase awareness of suicide?
Yeah. Is to keep increasing and encouraging other suicide preventions, you know, the small ones, small groups or whatever, saying, you know, we got this, you know, let's help people. And, you know, there's a lot of people that started the same exact time I did, the same day, and then they ended up quitting. I'm like, you know, we gotta stay on top of this. You know, there was people you were helping, and what if they need help right now, and they don't know, they don't know what happened to you.
Mm-hmm.
My goal is to encourage everybody to keep growing and help other people, but you got to make sure you're okay yourself, because you know it'd be really, really, really hard if you know you're struggling yourself and people are struggling coming to you, because that put a lot of pressure, a lot more pressure on you than you know what you have.
Right. Yeah. Because I've always heard it's like, think of it like an airplane. When they go over the emergency procedures, they tell you to apply your own mask first, you know, before you help your neighbor. It's like, make sure that you're taken care of, that, you know, you have everything you need, and then you can work outside. So it's like you're the core, and then you help your neighbor, and then you keep going outside, like your community, your state, your nation, and just keep working it out. But it all starts, you know, with you and making sure that you have what you need. And so it's like, just like what you're doing. I mean, it sounds like you have a good head on your shoulders, and then you have your mom as your support. And so is your mom behind everything that you're doing? Does she encourage you to keep it up?
Yep, her and my friends and my work friends, they all encourage me. And, you know, they said 1.5 years. That's pretty cool. And she's like, you know, I'll buy some shirts so you can donate it and stuff. Because all the money I get from the shirts, I donate it to, you know, Suicide Prevention Lifeline. You know, I don't, you know, I just create them, and you know they buy them, and then I just give them money to them. You know, because that I don't want to take nothing. It's, you know, it's not my doing. You know, you helped yourself because you got the help you needed.
Mm-hmm. I've seen your Instagram, and you do a really good job on that. Where do people find like the shirts and how to help donate monetarily?
Right now I have it shut down because it's COVID, because our company wasn't going to ship out no shirts or anything. And then I haven't had nobody local that can do my shirts because they're closed. Mm-hmm. But I had it shut down so nobody would buy the shirts. And then they were like, hey, I don't have my shirt yet. And I'm like, well, you know, COVID is, you know, blocking us. So we got to wait till it clears up so we can open it back up. But July 1st is the day it's going to be back.
Oh, awesome.
July 1st is going to be the first day the store opens back up, where we can start doing the normal things. So, yeah.
Is that a website, or is that be on your Instagram?
It's a website that does my t-shirts for me. And then there's some days where I will have my t-shirts made by one of my friends. And then when I do one of my when I do my giveaways, t-shirts included and stuff, I have my friend make it so I can put it in the box and put whatever they got in the box. Because first giveaway I did was $10. It was like four gift cards of like Dairy Queen, Walmart, whatever, $10. And I thought, well, hey, that'd be really cool again if I do it. So this next giveaway is going to be a box full of stuff that I get from the stores and stuff, including shirts and all kinds of stuff.
That's awesome. So everyone be on the lookout for that and follow suicide_hotline official on Instagram. So that's where you'll find it there. So I think that's awesome what you're doing, and I think it's great. So I just have a few more questions to ask. How much do you get into like religion? Do you fall back? Do you have a religious background at all?
I'm in SDA, which stands for Seventh-day Adventist, where we only go to church on Saturdays, and we don't do nothing on Saturdays because we only relax. My whole family is that way. It's only in SDA. And some days, where SDAs don't believe in working on Saturdays or anything, but I work at a very important job where I work on Saturdays. They said, well, at least you're helping, because I work at healthcare, like, at least you're helping people. I'll be like, yeah, I know. I said, that's the best part about my job. But yeah. Well, I'm an SDA, which stands for Seventh-day Adventist, where we only go to churches on Saturdays. Now, before we became an SDA, we were Christians, go to church on Sundays, and it was always Sundays and Wednesdays when we used to go to church. Ever since we switched, it's only been Saturdays.
Mm-hmm. And I asked that just because it's like you obviously have a lot of strength to bear the load that you're helping all these people, and just so it's like, where do you get that strength from?
Just by encouragement. People saying, you got this, you're really, really awesome for doing this, and that makes me feel good about myself. And then I would like to, share that with other people, saying, you got this, you're, for the person that took the pills, tried to kill themselves, they called 911. And her sister actually contacted me and was telling me, showed me pictures of stuff, the ambulance and stuff. I'm like, I'm really, really glad someone called 911, because I have no idea, what would have happened. But just by encouragement. Yeah, just by encouragement.
Yeah, that's huge to have people and friends and family to encourage, because I know a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people are out there on their own trying to do things, whether it's art, whether it's a business, whether it's social media, writing, anything. And so a little encouragement can go a lot of ways in somebody to give them that extra push.
Right.
Just one of the experience that just came up in my mind was I ran the Austin Marathon a couple years ago, and I don't think I could have done it without the encouragement from everybody. The whole streets were like lined with people with signs and that said like, good job, keep going. It's like, you're doing great. And it's like all those little messages, constant messages really, really take your mind off, the pain of, in my case, it was running. And so it distracts you from the pain for a little bit while other people tell you, you're doing great, you're doing a good job. And so I can see how that can help motivate you and push you along your journey. So that's great to hear.
crosses your mind more than once. When you're having a rough day or whatever, you just look back at the messages or just look at that person that encourages you. You're like, all right, I got this. Because whatever they said, you got this, or you're doing a great job. You just look at them, you're like, you're right, I got this. But just the words they give you, the encouragement words, the friendliness. That's what keeps me going.
And I'm sure like the people that are calling you, I'm sure they don't have that. I'm sure they're missing that in their life. And so I guess if you didn't have that, would you have any suggestions for people that may be struggling to help them keep going, to help them stay positive?
Just keep doing you. Do what you want to do. Do your best, and just do what you want to do. Do your best. Don't let nobody, tell you different. If you have negativity people in your life telling you, you're not good at this, or you shouldn't be doing this, just turn your head, because it's not worth it. It's not worth the argument. It's not worth nothing. And then sooner or later they'll look at you and say, hey, I was wrong. And then you do good. Just do what you want to do and keep positive. The majority is just keep positive.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's so hard to stay positive when people don't have, that a mentor, or the friend, or like the parent that encourages them. And so,
harder when like you said, you don't have nobody, nobody encourage you. I don't know. It would be really, really hard. It would be.
Yeah.
Try your hardest. Keep positive. Even now you feel like giving up, just keep trying. Because if you keep trying, you're going to be successful in one of these days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think that's a great message to send out there to people, is to,
right.
I think they have to like know themselves and know what they want, and to believe in themselves, and to really, block out the negativity. Just like, you're getting negative, you're doing such a admirable thing to help people, but people are still sending you negative comments to try to get you to quit, or I don't know what their motives are, or what they want, or if they're just, bad people out there, or, maybe that's their way of reaching out, saying they need help too, but they're too stubborn to ask for it or something. So yeah, I think it's crazy how people, just everyone lives different lives, and everyone has different passions, and how some people follow their passions, and some people let other people dictate like what they do. And it's the people who can block out the negativity and stay positive that really make a difference in the world. And I mean, everything I'm hearing from you is that you're staying positive, and you're helping people, and you're serving people. And so it's like, I'm glad that you wanted to come on the show, because that's the messages that I want to send out on my podcast, is that, it's tough, like life's tough, but it's worth living. It's worth giving it your all. It's worth trying and failing and trying again, just because you want to see the rewards. You want to get that good feeling. You want to create a life that's worth living. And so I think, I just want to commend you on everything that you're doing, and thank you for taking on this task.
Thank you. But yeah, it's really, really rewarding. I say, because you got, people coming back saying, thank you for, helping me. I got a message the other day from a person I helped from a year ago saying, hey, I'm doing this now. I'm involved doing this because they was, they said they had no friends, they had no family. They were just living with a grandparent. And I was like, hey, that's awesome. Just, because you kept your head up, you did it. I just gave advice. I said, but you did all the work. And they're like, thank you so much and stuff like that, because that's rewarding. Saying, you haven't heard from them almost in a year or a year, and they just randomly message you, go, hey, I helped you, or you helped me, or whatever. But it's really, really rewarding. But yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's a different type of reward. Is most people go out there and work for money, is like, oh, I don't want to do that because I'm not going to get paid enough, or I don't want to do that because it's like most people are motivated by money, and there's different motivations out there. You can seek to be motivated by the text message that you get that says, hey, you changed my life, or hey, you saved my life, or I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. And that one phone call, you told me not to, you backed me off the ledge when I wanted to kill myself, or and so I think that type of reward is something that a lot of people don't see. And so I think you picked up on that early in your life. But I'm guessing what are other options that people could get those types of rewards? What do you think?
I just, it's really, really challenging. It is. By just not being motivated by money or anything. You're doing a good deed.
Right. Yeah. It's like a good deed, or giving the guy a sandwich on the corner, or giving him a blanket.
Just even if you get if I did some out my way and it it was a lot for me to do, a thank you was all what I would like to have. It's like just a thank you. I don't appreciate you just just blow me off or anything. I get it. You don't you never had this kind of help or whatever. But people just say thank you, and I don't expect them to say thank you so much, give me back or whatever. I just if you don't, that's okay.
Right. There's so much value in a thank you. It's like people just
okay, because you just helped someone in a good deed.
Right. Yeah. Just the value of a good deed, and to do something just for a thank you. I think that's a valuable lesson that I'm just talking to you, that I've taken from our conversation, that there's a lot more rewards in life than just money. And then a thank you, or being able to help somebody, is a friendly hello or a conversation to somebody, because you never know what somebody's going through, or what pain that they're having, and the impact that you can have on somebody's life by just talking to them.
And just when you see somebody just walking, and if you have that feeling like they're having a rough day or whatever, compliment. Doesn't matter if you're complimenting about their shoes or their shirt they're wearing, or how they have their hair or whatever. You just compliment them to say thank you. And you could have brightened their day up or whatever. Because my uncle, we went to Walmart, and he's crazy as ever. And he talks to everybody he sees. Hey, how you doing? To the elderly lady, he'll go, how you doing, young lady? Stuff like that. And he gets a smile on everybody, and I think that's pretty cool, because he's just, I love him. He's really, really cool, and he makes everybody smile. I mean, everybody. But yeah, like, he sees somebody walking, he goes, you need a ride? I give you a ride on my back, stuff like that, you know. And him raising someone at Walmart, he's crazy as ever. Now I look at that like, this person could have been having a rough day, or, going through a bad time or whatever, and you're sitting here trying to race him at Walmart. Yeah. So
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think even that is kind of what's scary about this COVID thing is everyone's wearing face masks, so you can't even see if somebody's smiling. So it's kind of like a weird world that we're living in right now.
see, our state, which is in Illinois, I haven't seen nobody wear a mask ever since we got, done after our lockdown, where, restaurants are finally opening up. I haven't seen nobody wear a mask, which is, I'm like, okay, I'm not wearing a mask, but I don't know what I should be scared of. I'm sitting there, like, okay, nobody's wearing a mask, so I guess I'm not gonna wear a mask,
Yeah, that's the benefit of a small town.
Nobody's wearing a mask. Yes, we're done. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, it also applies online. You can drop a comment on somebody's picture or leave them a message to make them smile or laugh, or instead of some negative comment, it's like, why take the time out of your day to leave a negative comment or to hate on somebody? There's so many good things. It's like your life's not worth the effort to put somebody down. It's crazy to me.
And what I was told in my younger days, people, mom would always say, people just like to see their reaction, see how they would react, because they think that's the best part. And then in reality, they didn't want you to get hurt, But nowadays you got kids that just do it for fun, seeing on Facebook, these elderly people getting bullied by kids and stuff. I just seen a Facebook video the other day of a lady driving by, and this kid throwing rocks at her car and sticks and stuff because she just drove by.
Gosh.
I think it's very, very upsetting. So I don't know why people take the time out of their day just to hurt somebody's feelings or get to them.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't understand the impact of bullying until I started talking to my girlfriend and realized that she was bullied when she was younger, and how it still impacts her to this day. Like, just look what I mean. It's like I never experienced that, and so I didn't know how much of an impact that can have on people and throughout their life, even like 20 years later. And so she wrote a book about it, called Bye Bye Social Fears, Hello World. And so after I read that, I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, you hear about anti-bullying online, and I don't think I just realized how bad it was for some people.
Right.
And so to, bring awareness to that, and to, call people out or tell them not to do it, or, stick up for your friends, I think is a huge thing that needs to change, especially in this digital world where everyone's hiding behind, the internet, where they think they can get away with it because it's not face to face, but we should treat it like we are talking face to face.
Right.
So that's just what I think. But it's been great talking to you, Michael. Where should everyone connect with you online?
They can contact me on Instagram at suicide_hotline official. And then I'm always active on there, and I always respond. The latest I've been is a few hours, so you can contact me on there. And then Facebook, that Suicide Hotline Official too. So those are my only two I have right now. And then you can call my on just Suicide Prevention Lifeline.org, the 1-800 number. So 1-800-273-8255 is that number. So, but yeah.
Yeah, and I just want to thank you again for everything that you're doing and really being a light and positivity in this world and taking on the task to help people and I urge everyone out there who needs help to reach out and get it, whether it's through Michael or any other outlet that you can find help to, reach out and get the help you need, because you're not alone. There's people out there, that are struggling too. And so, people like Michael, who's willing to help people, and do the, and just talk to you, if you need it. So, thank you for being on the show, Michael. Hope we can do this again.
I hope so. Thank you.
Bye. Yeah.